It's the tweet that reverberated for a second straight day. China is now threatening to retaliate after the U.S. president threatened new tariffs on China in a tweet. Now, that came one day after the U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates. It was a small cut, which the U.S. president later complained about. So that's got some wondering if he's now trying to pressure the Fed to move interest rates lower again. As well, today, U.S. jobs data came in line with expectations, while wage growth was a little better than expected. At the end of the day, we did see a losing week on both sides of the border. The NASDAQ was the big loser, down by almost 4%. Oil did see a rebound today after those steep losses yesterday, and gold hit a new 6-year high. Now, next week, earnings season continues. Disney and Uber among the companies reporting. And keep in mind that Bay Street will be closed on Monday for the civic holiday. Now, with all of this going on, shares in the parent company of Tim Hortons, Burger King, and Popeyes did hit a new all-time high, moving above $100. Restaurant Brands International says earnings rose in the second quarter to beat expectations as global sales across its brands grew by 8%, and it is giving some of the credit to growth globally, in particular at Burger King. Now, year to date, shares in Restaurant Brands International higher by more than 40%. We also saw a big move to the upside for shares in Aphria, up by more than 35% at one point after earnings. The cannabis company says net income worked out to $15.8 million in its financial fourth quarter, up sharply from a $5 million loss a year ago. And it is crediting growth in recreational pot sales. And sort of tied to that, we are also watching shares in CanTrust today. The stock did move higher, but it's still down by more than 50% year to date. Securities regulators have opened an investigation into the cannabis producer following that Health Canada breach at one facility in Ontario. But at the same time today, the CEO at pot rival Aphria says he is interested in CanTrust assets. You'll remember that CanTrust hired a private investment bank earlier this week to explore a sale, a strategic investment, or a business combination. From the 680 News Business Center, I'm Kris McCusker.